Clay Trade, and this will be a video chart on Winning Brands Corporation, ticker symbol WNBD. I've done this one a few times and wanted to get it back up here updated. Today it made a very nice move off of a little miniature consolidation period. So it's looking very nicely going into the holiday weekend, and I want to get this back up here so people can have an idea of what to look for next week. The first thing that I want to note is just a simple kind of psychological thing in terms of the lows and where they're being made at. So first, we obviously had this big move here on day one, and then day two, and then we had a big pullback. So we'll take it on this big pullback, and the bulls finally decided to step in there. Now let's think about the psychology behind that. The bull stepping in there tells us that is where people thought it was a good bargain. So fair enough, people thought it was a good enough bargain there, bought it, and then bounced from there. Came up, pulled back, and then here we had a low. So once again, the psychology behind that. People decided, you know what, that's a good bargain, that's where I want to buy it. Had another nice move, it pulled back. And then look where these lows were, right up here. So, not to get repetitive, but I'll say it one more time, psychology behind that. Well, people thought that it was a bargain up here. Now, if you notice where these arrows are all coming into play, they're all obviously higher than one another. So what is that telling us from a psychological standpoint? That what is considered a good bargain price continues to get higher and higher. And that's obviously what you want to see in the market. If you're long a stock, you want people to find more and more value in it and find a bargain price becomes higher. And sure enough, bargain price, bargain price, bargain price, and they've been getting higher. So that's just a nice little example of psychology and how it's showing that despite on all these pullbacks, the quote-unquote bargain price continues to get raise its price. So let's hop down to a smaller time frame. This is the 60-minute, and the key thing that I see here is kind of a big, maybe a overblown pennant flag, whatever you want to call it, formation. So let me get this drawn out. But here we had the big move, so that's going to give us our flag pull, that black line. And now we have this resistance line stemming across where we had the high here, price came up here, got up in that area, and then fell back down. And then we have pretty much an uptrend line where the bulls can keep pushing it up. So if you look and you consider, okay, here we got our flag pull right there, and then we have our one line swooping up there, and then we have a resistance line coming across the top. Use your imagination a little bit. And you can kind of see like a flag, a pennant, whatever you want to call it. But it's a bullish pattern because it's been made off of this big move here. And as you can see, this whole flag, look at the volume during that flag period. And now during this whole consolidation period, look down here at the volume. Much less volume during this consolidation period. So that's what you want to see during these sorts of patterns. Now, for the pattern to get broken, the price still has some work to do. It bounced very nicely off this lower trend line, but as you can see, the big time battleground, so our BG up here, our battleground, is still a ways off, but it is on another journey up here. So that's going to be the key area to watch for and see if the price can get up there and then go to battle again with the bears. Now let's go down to the 30-minute, and once again, same thing. If you want, you could draw out the overblown flag pull. Here you'd have the pull, we have our line, or our resistance line coming across here, and then our support up here. But what I wanted to mainly point out on the 30-minute is the nice strength of our 200 period. So let me actually extend it back. The nice strength of our 200 period simple moving average, which is this orange line here. Keep in mind this is taking the average of 200 previous periods. So that's a lot. It factors in many different of these candlesticks, and just look at the nice steady increase. So yeah, the price has been going sideways for the past couple weeks, but the overall trend is still up as represented by this 200 period simple moving average. Now, does that mean that this thing's going to blast off and go to the moon? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that your trend is still up and bullish. So despite the sideways action, maybe some people getting impatient, Just keep in mind that from a charting perspective, you're still going up. It's still got strength behind it. Sure, these moving averages are kind of turning into spaghetti up here, crossing over, but the overall context as of now on the 30 minute is still up. So just keep that in mind, and remember to stay focused on what's the overall context of things. And the 200 period is always a good way to get a feel for what the overall kind of feeling is. So just keep that in mind. Back to the daily. Just the one other thing I wanted to point out is you're well above your 20 period simple or 20-day simple moving average, so you're sitting pretty there. As long as this holds, the chart's going to remain good from the daily chart perspective. That pretty much wraps this up. Hope I covered everything for you guys. I hope everyone goes out, enjoys the fireworks, has some barbecue, and I'd also like to point out, check out my new chat room that I just opened. There's a link down within this post that entitles, it has a free ebook and a free chat. If you sign up for the newsletter, you get a free ebook emailed to you immediately. So I'd highly recommend you check that out, and hopefully you can swing by and check us out in the chat room. I hang out there all day, so I'm there for questions, and there's a lot of other good traders that are in there also. So this was WNBD, Winning Brands Corporations. Everybody have a good 4th, and we will see you on Monday.